email sequences in Kajabi. Today I am answering a common question that comes up all about how to send multiple emails in a sequence on the same day. So if we jump over to marketing, email campaigns, and then head into an email sequence, you can see here that when you add emails, the only options in Kajabi currently are to send the email immediately or a certain number of days after they get subscribed to that sequence. So day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. But what if you want to send 2 emails on day 1 or 2 emails on day 3, but you don't want the emails to go out at exactly the same time? Because right now, if we added another email into the sequence for day 1, both of the emails would send at the exact same time. Now, what this comes down to is the settings inside the email sequence. So if we click into settings here, you can see that this email sequence is set to send emails at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So all of the emails in the sequence will all go out at 11 a.m. This sending time is specific to all the emails in the sequence. So there's not actually a way to send more than one email on the same day in one sequence at different times. So I feel like the title of this video is a little bit misleading, but here is the workaround that I suggest you do instead. Set up 2 email sequences. So let's say that this is your main email sequence and you want to have an email go out immediately, and then you want to have an email go out at 11 a.m. on day 1. That's what's going to happen with the way that this email sequence is set up. Now let's say that you want a second email to go out on day 1 at 7 p.m. Well, we can call this email sequence sequence A. And now what we can do is duplicate this email sequence. So click the 3 dots over here on the right-hand side and click duplicate. And now we're going to have a second email sequence. It says copy 1, and we're going to rename this email sequence to sequence B. And we're going to save that. Now in these settings, we're going to say, okay, I want the email in this sequence to actually go out at 7 p.m. So I'm going to click save after I've changed it to 7 p.m. And now I'm going to go back into the emails in this email sequence, and I'm going to delete out this immediately email because it's already sending in email sequence A, and I don't need that to send twice. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and delete that email out of that sequence. Now I've got the email that's going to send on day 1, and this one is going to send at 7 p.m. because we set that up in the sequence settings. This is where now you can set up your subject, your preview text, and edit all of the copy in this email. And once you've done all of that editing, click save. So you've now got 2 email sequences set up. This first email sequence is going to send 1 email immediately and a second email at 11 a.m. on day 1. And then this email sequence is going to send an email also on day 1, but at 7 p.m. instead. Now that you've got both of these set up, wherever you are subscribing them to these email sequences, whether it is in a form or in an offer, you just want to set up the automation to subscribe them to both email sequences, either when they opt into the form or when they purchase the offer. So instead of just subscribing them to one email sequence like you would normally do, you're just going to subscribe them to both email sequences, and now they're able to get an email immediately, an email on day 1 at 11 a.m., and an email on day 1 at 7 p.m. So obviously you can, change up how many emails, what days they go out, what times they go out, and you could even repeat this with more than 2 email sequences if you needed to. The only thing to keep in mind is that there is not a way to send an email immediately and then something like 5 hours later. It's only going to default after immediately to that day 1 option. So it's from day 1 onward that you can set up multiple emails to go out on the same day by utilizing multiple email sequences. So I hope this little trick helps you send those emails that you want to send with multiple emails on one day.